Hi, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on where you are in the world. Ralph Watson here, bringing you another bite-sized live learning chunk, courtesy of the Association for Professional Coaching. As usual, the objective here is to give you a short and sweet, that's me, bite of something to think about in terms of your business and your practice as a professional coach, trainer, consultant, mentor, whatever line of work you're in that is related to APC. Today's subject revolves around the question to niche or not to niche, because I have a lot of people who come to me as a coach supervisor and ask me, should I be approaching a specific niche market, or do I just call myself a coach and use the scattergun approach of going for whatever business comes in? Now, if I go back almost 20 years to when I began my coaching career, I basically listed myself as a coach. I promoted myself as a coach, and business came to me. And some of that was executive coaching, some of it was with small businesses, some of it was with people who wanted what I guess we would these days lovingly refer to as life coaching, and some from people who had problems in their life that they wanted to resolve. And some of that was more of almost more of a therapy journey, really, than coaching itself. But things have changed. That was old school. That was then. These days, what we've got now is a whole world, especially a whole generation of people who are tech savvy. And so when they want to coach, they will very often go online and they will research. They are looking for something specific and something related to their need or their specific outcome or goal or their business. So it's no longer good enough to just call yourself a coach and hope that the business comes to you. My opinion is that will not take you forward. What got you here will not necessarily get you there, because these days there are so many different types of coach. And when people go online, they're looking for a professional, and they're probably looking for a specialist, someone who understands their specific need. Now, I made as I was wandering around this morning, I just made a short list here. I mean, different types of coach. We've got life coaches. Well, the question there is, whose life? Because you could be a life coach who specializes in working with women, or with guys, or with children, or with business people and their life outside of their business. We've got sales coaches, we've got executive coaches, relationship coaches, student coaches, career coaches, spiritual development coaches, branding coaches, book coaches, people who help you to write a book, people who help you to get your book published. We've got coaches who specialize in working with women. We've got coaches who specialize in working with women of specific age groups. We've got coaches who work specifically with men. We've got what I lovingly refer to as kiddie coaches, and that is coaches who work with children and young people specifically. We've got weight loss coaches, sports coaches, coaches. I'm a coach supervisor, so some of my time I actually spend coaching coaches. And if you're a professional coach and you don't have a supervisor, my suggestion to you is this, and this is a very strong suggestion. If you haven't got one, get one. Because if you think everyone in the world needs a coach, what makes you different? Just because you are a coach, you need a coach. You possibly need one even more. So the way to approach this from my opinion, my perspective is, first of all, decide who you are. What is your specific skill set? What is your specific expertise? And also, what is your passion? What is it that you actually want to do? Who are the people you want to work with? Now, this is not narrowing your field. This is helping you to get to the right client, because you need to think about what is your area of expertise. You see, I come out of the corporate world, particularly I spend a lot of time in the IT and the what I call the office communication markets, telecoms now. So a lot of my clients have been through that route. I've worked with people like Etisalat, people like Saudi Telecom, those kind of organizations where I've done a lot of executive and middle management coaching. Excuse me. So think about, what is your background? What is your expertise? Decide on what it is that you want to do for your client. Is it that you want them to help them to get something, or to avoid something, or to achieve something? Now, this is important, because if you don't know who you are and you don't know what you do, how on earth are you going to tell the world who you are and what you do? Because this is key to your brand. This is key to your marketing. This is key to your success in getting your clients. So who are you? What do you do? And who is your ideal client? Create a profile of the kind of person that you want sitting opposite you in your consulting room. The kind of person that is going to be your coaching client, because that is the person that you want to help. And so you want to help them solve their problems, and you probably then want to go on and help other people like them to solve similar problems. You've then got to look at strategies for how you reach them. So having identified that ideal client, you've got to look at not only who they are, but where are they? From the perspective of, what do they do? Where do they do it? What kind of websites do they visit? What kind of social media groups might they belong to? What kind of exhibitions and conferences might they go to? You've got to put yourself into their shoes. In order to help your client, your ideal client, you've got to think like your ideal client. You've got to put yourself into their shoes and walk their miles, so you can relate to, you can empathize with, and then you can help them to solve their issues and their problems. And focus on that. Be relentless on that. And do your utmost to remain within that, so that you don't find yourself being drawn into doing other things. Because the one sure way to fail at everything is to attempt to be everything to everyone. You cannot do that. You've got to really, these days, focus on who you are, what your brand is, who your ideal client is, and your area of expertise that they will come to you for. So the answer to the question, to niche or not to niche, from my perspective, is get on and find your niche. That will help you to help more people. It will also help you to develop more and more expertise, because once you've got your niche, and once you've developed the area in which you intend to become the subject matter specialist, you've got some work to do, because you need to do more research. You need to do more learning of your own. You need to find out more and more. So if, as I have been, you are an executive coach, you need to understand the world, the jungle that those people live in. You know, my brand is the White Wolf, because I specialize in helping people to become literally that, relentless success hunters. So I would like you to think about, what is the jungle that you want to operate in? What kind of animals are there? And make sure that you are there at the top of your game, a specialist in your niche. Now, there's no sell here. As I said on my previous live learning session, I'm not here to talk to you about a special course that you can do. All I will say is this: if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. You can either drop a comment below and I will monitor them, or feel free to connect with me by sending a message through the APCI Facebook page, because I will always respond. Or you can contact me direct through my own website, ralphwatson.com, and I'll be happy to interact. I'll leave you with those thoughts. I will be back next week with another live learning session. That one is going to be on the subject, the fascinating subject of Ericksonian hypnosis, something that's dear to my heart and something that I have enjoyed working with for a number of years. So I hope you've enjoyed this short session. It will be live here on the page, or rather the recording will be here on the page. you will also be able to be, I'll rephrase that, you will also be able to access it through my YouTube channel. So until we meet again, all that remains for me to say, bye for now.